Please welcome Jose Munoz, Global Chief Operating Officer, Hyundai Motor Company, President and CEO, Hyundai Motor North America, President and CEO, Hyundai Motor America.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. William Li, good evening and welcome to this very important event for our Genesis brand. Since I joined the Hyundai family in May last year, I have received a lot of support from both executives, dealers, associates, partners, and customers. And I would like to take this opportunity to extend my sincere appreciation to each and every one of you. One of my first key missions, under the leadership of our Executive Vice Chairman, Mr. Chong, and our Global CEO, Mr. Wayne Lee, was to establish Genesis as a real global luxury brand. In order to achieve that, we needed first to ensure that Genesis became a real success in the very competitive US luxury market, for which 5 key actions needed to be successfully deployed. Firstly, we needed a true superb executive who would lead the brand globally. And as you all know, our good friend, great executive, Mr. William Li, was appointed as the global head of Genesis. William has traveled all the way from Seoul to be with us for this important occasion tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. William Li. Secondly, we needed an equally seasoned executive who would be able to understand and align with the global strategy in the ultra-competitive market in America. And as you know, Mark Del Rosso was appointed as the Genesis CEO for the North American region. Welcome, Mark. Third, we needed to establish the right brand positioning for Genesis to differentiate itself from the current classic old luxury. So we created the new young luxury, which Mark will present to you today. Fourth, we needed all our dealers and associates to be engaged, aligned, and excited in delivering the best products and services to our customers. So we launched the Genesis Keystone program. Last but not least, we needed to materialize this new positioning and excitement into an all-new product to make it pragmatic and visible. And we came up with the first ever Genesis SUV GV80, which we will be presenting today. So, we were also happy about these 5 actions that we decided to show it to the entire world by introducing it in the most important sports event on the planet. Yes, the Super Bowl, as you will see today. You will have the opportunity tonight to see each and every pillar of our strategy. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and real honor to introduce to you our CEO of Genesis Motor North America, Mr. Mark Del Rosso. Thank you. Mark.
Thank you, Jose. Well, thank you to our media colleagues, our retail partners, and friends of the brand alike for welcoming me as the CEO at Genesis at such an exciting time. You know, I'm absolutely thrilled to be working with this team, and I promise to do my part to continue the success in North America. GV80 starts a new journey for the Genesis brand. Just 2 weeks ago, we revealed the GV80 to the world in our home market of Seoul, South Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, the response was overwhelming. In a few short hours, we received thousands of pre-orders from customers in Korea. And just 4 years ago, Genesis threw down the gauntlet in the luxury market. Our current lineup of cars is phenomenal, earning some of the highest industry awards and recognition. And moving into 2020, we are already seeing strong reception of the new G90, steady interest in the G80, and continued accolades from the industry for our award-winning G70. And with the all-new GV80 SUV, the possibilities are endless. So as we enter our 5th year with our growing lineup and more stunning products on the way, we decided to take a step back. We developed GV80 by looking inward and asking ourselves how the Genesis brand DNA could differentiate our very first SUV. We wanted to apply that philosophy to articulating the why of Genesis, to make impossible extinct by igniting exploration in all of us. And at Genesis, we infuse everything that we do with a spirit of youth and wonder. And we create the most vibrant vehicles and services in the mobility space. You know, we've evolved where Genesis has been and entered a space of young luxury. Genesis is the newest luxury automotive brand, and we have the most potential. So with our core DNA intact, progressive, audacious, distinctly Korean, we have found a creative platform that brings our vision to life. And we have found the best partners to help exemplify this. Meet the first Genesis spokesperson. To welcome them than to showcase their youthful spirit on the world's largest stage at the Super Bowl with the Genesis first ever Super Bowl commercial. So, without further ado, here's your exclusive sneak peek at what the rest of the world will get to see on TV during the big game.
John, why did you bring me here?
I think it's time we throw old luxury and going away party.
Can I have everyone's attention, please? Excuse me, guy who thinks his loud suits a personality. Woman who claims she hasn't had any plastic surgery. I saw you in the waiting room. And you, lady who goes to Asia once and suddenly thinks she's spiritual. Guy who leans on everybody for some reason. To old luxury. You had a good run, but now it's time to zhuzh you up a little bit. I give you young luxury. John! Where were you? It was supposed to be a thing, and you made it not a thing.
What's the magic word?
Sexiest man alive.
Okay.
Introducing the GV80, the first ever SUV from Genesis.
Somebody had to make luxury fun.
Who better than us, baby?
All right, so what'd you think of the first Super Bowl ad for Genesis? No, I think there's no doubt that Chrissy definitely zhuzhed us up a bit, no? So it's a partnership rooted in the shared value that young frees us from the established way of getting things done. And this isn't just a one-time commercial. It's the first in a campaign inspired by young luxury. So we're delighted to announce that John and Chrissy will be the faces of Genesis, helping us build on our commitment of infusing everything that we do with a spirit of youth and wonder. And speaking of building, we've been doing a little bit of that ourselves lately as well. During 2020, we will open 2 highly anticipated Genesis locations in New York, giving us a strong cultural and retail presence in one of the world's most energetic cities. And in just a couple of weeks, we'll be at the Tiger Woods-hosted Genesis Invitational, now in its 4th year. And of course, the upcoming Super Bowl promises even more engagement. We are once again the official luxury vehicle of the NFL. Okay, so back to tonight. For the first time in North America, It is my great pleasure to show you the first ever Genesis SUV, the GV80. And to Chrissy's point, I give you young luxury. Luke, you always make the greatest entrance.
Thank you, Mark.
Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Look at those creases and the volumes. And I'll keep it. Micro's not working? Well, starting with a blank canvas has some advantages. We designed and tailored the DNA before the product. And GV80 that you see here is the first ambassador of that new Genesis DNA. So how did we start? Did we do 1,000 sketches? Yes, but only after considering how we can be unique and recognizable at day and night. Design starts with a brand. Let me explain by drawing a parallel. In 1916, the Coke bottle was invented. A bottle that should be recognizable both in the dark and even broken. So iconic that even without the brand name, you couldn't identify it. Now, what does that mean for Genesis? We designed the face of our cars by morphing the logo. The crest of the badge gave us the crest grille, and the wings originated the quad lamps. Obviously, that design was only possible with the most advanced lighting technology. But now, please, have a closer look. Thank you. Independently of the typology of the product, the two lines will always represent Genesis. To elaborate on this, please welcome my colleague, Sang-Yu Plee, to discuss the details of the GV80. Thank you.
Thank you.
My dear ladies and gentlemen, you can do just like this I did, or this, or this. Doesn't matter how you do it. Two lines are us. Porsche 911 made round lamp for their legacy. For Genesis, our two lines. Now, let's take a closer look at it. The best way to experience a true luxury is by all five senses. In our case, the interior of the GV80. The beauty of white space, inspired by Korean architecture, it shows a careful balance between function and tranquility. The function should present itself in the right moment, in the right place. Inside of Genesis, tranquility is by default. The wide horizontal architecture, the raised, the commanding drive position, they communicate subtle feels of dominance on the road. The G-matrix, woven patterns, and crystal details in the console control panel as unexpected, the final touch of luxury. Now, oh, everybody's very excited, huh? Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me slip little secret of where Genesis is heading into 2020. To show you what it means, let's have a look at on the screen. The hint is in the Genesis logo. It contains the face of every Genesis model yet to arrive. But the most remarkable is that its architecture will define the side of the Genesis products. From now on, when you see two lines, we'll think Genesis. Remember, two lines are us. Thank you very much. Mark. Okay, good. Great.
Okay, so thank you to Senyup and Luke, and congratulations to the design team for your absolute brilliance. GV80 is our proof of concept that we infuse everything we do at Genesis with a sense of youth and wonder. The GV80 features world-class technologies, including road active noise cancellation, which dramatically reduces road noise and even crowd noise, I'm told, and while you're driving. An active motion driver's seat that reduces fatigue over long trips, as well as class-leading 14.5-inch split-screen infotainment display with handwriting recognition through the Genesis integrated controller. And it is my pleasure to inform you that the Genesis GV80 SUV will be available beginning this summer. For more information as it becomes available, please go to genesis.com/GV80. And your local Genesis retailer can help you secure your very own GV80, and you're going to want to be the first on the list. So now I'd like to ask to take a quick photo opportunity with the executives, and then I want to invite everyone up to have a closer look at the GV80 and experience young luxury with all of us. Thank you for sharing this evening with Genesis.